Season 2, we're dead there now. I just give thanks, innit? All our blessings and all that. We're here.
Come on.
Yeah.
So let's talk it up, man.
Bare good times though,
We're back
Dagz.
with a big one too.
Right, so...
So you having bare good times though?
Of course we're having great times. Come on, always.
Let the crowd know that that's not stop.
Never
The
that.
good
Never
times
that.
ain't stop, but,
Come on, you know already.
Yeah,
You know how it
no,
goes.
that's what I'm saying.
Right, so today,
You have to
Longers,
You have to bring a big one.
who have we got, man?
Listen, this guy right here has been around for 152 decades, right? Bad in the business from way back when, and he's that best kept secret that enough of the world still don't know about yet. That soon changed. Demolition Man, aka Ras Demo. What you saying, man?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
It still looks like it's 25 though.
Loud me, man.
Yeah, Demolition Man.
See what we want to do with this right now? We want to take this back from inting days to justice to when you change your name from Wayne Young to Demolition Man
And to Ras Demo.
then hold on, we haven't reached there yet. And then going to Dem Lott, aka Dem Lott Crew.
Yeah.
And then you change from Demolition Man to Ras Demo. So we're gonna go through the whole story.
And no edit, so we're just running through, you know.
Just running
just
through.
talking everything up, you know.
I didn't even know it's Dem Lott Crew, you know.
Yeah, come
You
on.
never know.
I knew he's Demolition Man.
Them or Dem Lott.
Me build the rhythm.
So where did it start from then? Like we'll just pretend nobody knows you because you're famous around the whole of Northeast.
Well,
You're in Africa, yard and all of that. But let's go back to the very, very beginning. Early days.
It started in East London from my yard in Mayola Road.
Okay.
Yeah, from when I was around 7 years old. I used to play piano and drums and do dancing.
Right.
Do a little body popping and everything there as well. So when my mum, 2 days a week, she used to work after 5:30, and it's them time I finished school 3:30.
Yeah.
So I used to go to my next door neighbour and I'd get free piano lessons and drumming lessons.
Okay.
Big up to Mr. Chandler. I was 7, bro.
7.
So right.
Before Christ, don't worry about that.
I tell you what, that was like what, 1980.
Okay.
Yeah,
Wow.
1980.
Okay.
Yeah, cause I 72 my man, innit?
Yeah.
So yeah, I was like 7, 8 years old, innit? So yeah, I used to be able to read.
So the ladies thinking he's some young boy, you know. He's born 72.
Work it out.
All right.
Yeah, so from there, obviously, mum and dad used to play music, innit? Dennis Brown, and so we used to sing along. And I mean, I've always had a love of music, reggae music.
Sorry, how many in the household? He said we used to sing.
Well,
along.
it's me, my mother, and my father, but then my sisters used to come round.
Okay.
But sisters from my dad.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm my mum's only child, so obviously weekends, sometimes they'd be around my house, I'd be around their house with their mum, and I mean, it was close. So anytime music I play, when dad's on a Sunday, chilling. My dad used to be a mic man for a sound as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's the sound name? You remember?
I think it was Serena. Yeah, Serena.
What's your dad's
sound. His name's Bonnie, that was his nickname.
Oh, big up, buddy.
Bonnie.
Big up Bonnie. Where have you there?
Jabi.
Jabi.
Yeah, rest in peace. Yeah, he passed away in
peace.
2017.
Rest in peace, Daddy.
Yeah, and there was a picture in the house with my dad holding a microphone.
Yeah.
With him head ball them time there.
Yeah.
And I said, yeah, more I did that. But then how it started really was when I used to go to Jamaica with my grandmother.
Right.
Yeah, from 83, I think it was 1983, every year up until 97. I mean 87. That was the last time I went. And I think I was like 13. Yeah, I was 13. Okay. And I went to a dance with my dad because my great-grandmother had passed away. And my dad came over from America because he was living in America. And me and my dad went to a Stereo One dance. And Lieutenant Stitchy and Papa San was live. And they were on they were DJing on a soca rhythm. Remember them time there, you had the speed in it. Yeah,
you're talking freestyling, right?
Yeah, they had 33, 45 and 75.
Yes.
So they were on the soca rhythm. I can't remember the name of the rhythm, but it was that one. Long time.
Long time. See, the DJ will know it. The DJ will know that. Yeah. Cause I didn't get that. I didn't get that.
And then you heard Stitchy and San say, "Buck it up, man. Put it past 73." and them start on your tomato, on your lip. And when I say I was just standing there, just me and my dad, I was just watching. I was like, raw. Yeah, me want to do that.
Now, I already knew that Lieutenant Stitchie and Papa Sam were two of your favorite artists ever.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, those are the two.
From them
I
time
already
there.
knew that those
Yeah.
were two, but I didn't know how you actually got into them.
Yeah, that was from then, but I missed that again because, like I said, when I used to get the piano lessons in school, we made our own cassette. It was like a black cassette to sell for charity because they said, "What do you want to do?" So we said we want to make some music to put on a tape to give to the corner store so they can sell it.
Nice.
So I remember the Casio keyboard.
Yeah.
And you know, you press, you got the samba, you got the reggae.
Yeah. I remember
The
that.
worst reggae rhythm ever. Yeah, but yeah, they
So-
got the reggae in there.
And that's what we did. We used
We made it
those.
work though. We made it work.
We used
exactly.
those and played, and then when we came up with something, we performed it live to the school.
I just
Milford
thought of
School.
something. Was that samba rhythm the same thing they used in Super Mario?
Ding, ding, ding,
Ding,
ding,
ding,
ding,
ding,
ding,
ding,
ding,
ding,
ding,
ding,
ding,
ding,
ding,
ding,
ding,
It was all about the tempo.
It's just the
It
tempo.
sounds like the
Yeah,
Super Mario.
you're-
Yeah.
It's
you
the
might be
tempo, it's
right.
up
I'm
to
saying
you.
It's all about
Yeah.
the tempo that
Yeah.
you use it on.
Yeah, good
Do you know what I'm
point.
saying?
Good
So
point.
like, that's what makes it. You
Yeah,
can change it up.
yeah.
Back in
You
the
change
day
it
when
up,
you had a little,
and then you could do the keys, and it had the little bass line thing, and you could change it.
Yeah,
So what we
yeah.
did, we performed it live to the school.
Okay.
I went to Milford School in Hackney, innit? So we performed it live. And then Miss Clarkin said, you know what, we're going to go to the studio and record it. That was my first time going to the studio.
Wow.
We went to the studio.
How old is you then?
7.
Okay, that was
7,
when you were
8.
7. Okay.
Yeah, so I was 7, 8. And we done that. And 2 of the songs were covers. We done Pass the Dutchie, musically. And then we actually performed at the South Bank show. Remember the South Bank show?
Yes.
That was on TV?
Yeah.
With the man.
Yeah.
They had a festival thing down by London Bridge, down by the side. So we performed there as well.
Okay.
That was recorded on
Yeah.
TV and everything, on the news. Yeah.
that-
So
is that
you've
somewhere-
got missing files.
Yeah, have you got that footage there?
You know what? I did have the footage, but years and
Yeah, you've got missing files.
yeah. So that obviously that was like the musical. Like okay, all right, we can do music. So obviously,
you
like
went-
I was saying, so Jamaica now is
Yeah.
where it really started. Where I
Yeah.
got the inspiration to make my own lyrics.
Right.
Because obviously I could sing Dennis Brown tunes,
Yeah,
you can
yeah.
sing other tunes. When I was around the family, I used to have dancing competitions. Yeah, I mean, I was always around music. 'Cause like I said, I used to body pop. I even won a competition at Langham School.
Oh wow.
Yeah, who was there? Them time there, what was it? What was the same one? That freaky Rebel MC sound was playing.
Okay.
I forgot the name of his sound, but he was playing, and I was around 13, 14 at the time.
Wow.
And I came first.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, came
Big
first
up,
on the
big up.
singles. But then, yeah, from there, I left Jamaica and I came back to England and I made my first lyric, outside my cousin's yard, Tintin. You know Tintin.
Yeah, me know what it is.
Sean Bernard, a.k.a. Tintin.
Tintin.
That was like, we was like Bill and Ben.
Okay.
That's
You
Seaford
understand?
Road days.
Seaford, when I used to live on
Yeah.
Seaford Road. So,
Right.
made up my first lyric outside his yard on his doorstep. I remember I had the paper, and he had his paper. And I was like, yeah, we're going to do music. Because what it was, his brother was in a sound called Nice and Easy, but it was like a family sound. With Kevin, his brother General Dan, and their cousin Carlton, and this guy named Barry. So they used to play at parties.
Right.
So that's where I first got into the sound thing. But then, them time there, what was I calling myself? Them time they, man used to have the wave cream and the brush. I'm talking the 80s.
Yeah.
Are we talking like
yeah.
Stay Software or the...
And all them things there. So man used to have the man used to have the wave them time there.
Yeah.
So man called myself Whirly Bantan.
Document this. Yeah. It's all
Whirly Bantan.
This is what we do on the
Bantan
statement. This is what we do on the statement. We document.
Them time there, no one ever knew, nobody ever knew that name though.
They know now.
Yeah.
Wow.
Whirly Bantan, you know.
Whirly Bantan.
And then what it was, there was these 2 brothers, Jesse James and James Bond. They had a sound named Solid Gold. They used to play on the radio as well. James Bond,
I remember James Bond. I don't remember the...
Jesse James.
Yeah, of course I remember
Remember Jesse James?
Yeah, of course.
He could
Yeah,
from
yeah,
now
yeah.
to tomorrow, he
Yeah.
could just play foundation music. I'm talking Studio One, Treasure Isle. Like he's
whole-
got a room
yeah.
like this. I'm talking
Trojan. Everything.
wall to wall
Okay.
music,
Music.
and I'm talking vinyl, bro. Yeah, Jesse James and James
Jesse
Bond.
James.
So I used to live directly across the road from them, Seaford Road.
Yeah.
So they used to have their local sound rehearsals and to record it.
Right.
Yeah, so it used to be me, Jesse James, James Bond, Dickie Rankin. There's a few. I forgot Squidly. Yeah, there's a few other brothers. There was a next guy named Toughest, but he passed away as well. Toughest was sick. I've got a tape. I've actually got a tape with me and this guy Toughest. Yeah, and it was them that gave me the name. It was James Bond and Jesse James that gave me the name Wayne Young.
Oh,
Hey.
for real?
Yeah, because what it was, I was 13, 14, and I'm DJing, innit? In Hackney, we had Junior Young,
Right.
who evolved to Junior Leng.
Right.
His real name was Junior Leng. He used to be on Tipper Tone Sound.
Okay.
Yeah, and he used to DJ on Unity a few times. Yeah, well known. He used to roll with Cowboy Ranger.
Okay.
That's
Yeah.
Ranger.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's
Shouts
where
out Cowboy Ranger, boy.
that's where they gave me the name, because they said Junior Young, like Junior Young, and yeah, Wayne Young.
Wayne Young, yeah.
So that's how I got the name Wayne
okay,
Young, innit?
Okay. So what year was that then?
So that was like flipping out. I'll say 83, innit? 84, 85.
84?
Yeah.
85.
Yeah.
Okay.
About 85, 86.
So what was the next move
Maybe
after
about
that?
80, yeah, about 86, about 86, 85, yeah. What was the next move after that?
After that,
That was when
Wayne Young now.
that is when I ended up joining Inting Sound.
Right.
Yeah.
Based in where? Where were they based?
Tottenham.
Right.
Right across the road from Broadwater Farm. Marden Road.
Okay.
Right, I'm talking the entrance to Broadwater Farm when you come off the
Right,
avenue and
yeah,
take the right.
Yeah.
Wait, after you pass the off license,
Yeah.
that road, that's up. Yeah, the house in the corner, a blue door, that was like Inting's headquarters.
That is blue now.
Every Friday, it's still blue.
Yeah, you sure?
Still blue.
It's still blue. I mean,
Yeah, okay.
that was Inting's headquarters. Like,
Why Harrogate Council got a lot to be
how
talking
did,
to do
now,
there,
how did
no?
I meet Inting? Got into Inting Sound because of this guy named Digo Rankin.
Okay. I remember
Digo
the name.
Rankin, yeah. He used to par with this guy named Carlton Banton as well. Carlton Banton. Banton used to be on Saxon Sound.
Okay.
And that's how Tintin actually met Digo Rankin. I don't know how, can't remember how Tintin knew Digo, and then he said, boy, I've got a sound that we can go and join, innit? So I said, alright then. But, you know, like when you have your initiation to get into a sound?
Yeah.
Our first one was a Soundclash. Imagine that.
Yeah.
The man then brought me on the deep end, yeah?
Yeah.
Drop you in.
And I remember this was on Phillip Lane, the White House. I don't know if anybody knows the White House on Phillip Lane. Yeah, I'm not too young for that one day. Yeah, the White House, certain things. Yeah, man used to go there and get their greenage and all them things there. That's what it was, innit? Some rustlers lived in there. But there was a rave in there. And it was Inting clashing King Josiah Sound. And what was so funny is that King Josiah and Inting ended up joining up. And
I was
becoming,
about to say, I swear that you was part of King Josiah at one
King
time.
Josiah and Inting became but
Okay.
they were clashing each other that night though.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? And the man who actually inspired, one of the people who actually inspired me to sing, yeah, Richie Nicotine Davis. Yeah, he was Richie Davis.
Okay.
He was singing that night on King Josiah Sound.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I remember we went to the yard. Me and Tintin was there. They were clashing, doing their thing, Inting and Josiah. And then I think Nicotine picked up the microphone and started to sing. And yeah, them time the Nicotine was hot because he had voiced a couple tunes for King Jammies.
Right.
Sense you have for burn,
Yeah.
it have for burn, sense you have for smoke,
Yeah.
it have for smoke.
Big tune back in the days.
Big
Yeah.
tune, innit?
Yeah.
So yeah, he forward, and when he picked up that microphone and started singing, bro, he mashed up the place. But they didn't know that Inting had a secret weapon. These two little 13-year-old boys. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, okay.
Yeah. And we had to stand up. We was so short. We had to stand up on the milk crate there, bro.
Yeah.
Behind the sound, because you know them telling them and them are tall,
Yeah.
and they build them to a high, innit?
Yeah.
So when we stood up on there, I can't remember the lyrics, but I think it was, we and young and Tintin, yes we entertaining, we and young and Tintin, pon this all like Inting. When I say that was the first time I ever had a forward. I knew I've never known about forward.
Yeah. Yeah. The response was
Obviously, when I say, obviously I know about it listening to Saxon Sound and Unity and Cox and listening to the tapes
on the
and
sound tape.
on
you
sound tape,
can't
but
visualize
but
it.
getting it
Hearing
yourself
it,
as an
experiencing
artist,
it. Yeah.
Jesus Christ, it's like, yeah, that was it, and I never looked back.
Yeah.
That was it. I was on the sound from 13 years old till I was 21.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah. But then I think it was when I was around 15, 16 is when I joined up with Justice Sound. Again, through my cousin Leo.
Yeah.
Used to go Gladesmore School.
Yeah.
Gladesmore. And
AKA Diamond D.
AKA Diamond D. And the founders of the sound was Carlos Koa. Yeah, C1.
Okay, yep.
And Yardi. Wait.
Mm.
Yeah. And I'm sure it was Paraman, Dean Koa. Them three, I think it's them three and Matthew Rowe. Matty. Them four, I think they started Justice.
Okay.
Yeah. Matthew Rowe is passed away.
Passed away, yeah, rest in
His
peace,
name was
man.
bigger
Yeah,
than
man.
them time then.
Yeah.
So, you know, then you had Frisky,
Yeah.
obviously, and then you had Shorty.
Yep.
Short Quarter.
Yep. Shot.
Yeah, Short Quarter. You had me, myself, and then you had Kwame.
Yes.
Yeah, who was senior ranking.
Yeah.
And
I didn't even remember Kwame. I just always knew him as Kwame from back in the day.
yeah.
Matthew
Yes.
Rowe, I just got to pay homage to him as well. He was the first guy who printed our GCrew t-shirts.
Alright, so
He
you
printed
don't know.
GCrew,
Yeah,
so
digger.
love that guy, man.
Come on, man.
Rest in peace, Matthew Rowe.
Matty,
man.
bro. You don't know.
Proper,
So,
proper.
yeah. So that's how I got around the Justice Man then,
Mhm.
through my cousin. Because I used to go and check him and Tintin at Gladesmore School. Coming from Hackney, I used to live on Seaford. I would just have to
Yeah,
get off across
I
the
know.
road from Leo's house, my cousin's house, Cyrus. Yeah, he was
Okay,
Cyrus.
Cyrus,
yeah.
And go and check him every day in it at Page Green Terrace.
Yeah.
And Short used to live at the
Everyone
bottom.
everyone used to be over at his yard at Page Green.
You don't know.
Everybody.
That was like a hangout. It was like a youth club. No disrespect to my
Yeah.
cousin, but they had a 3-story house, bruv. Three floors,
The
bro.
house was massive. Like,
House
yeah.
was massive. You get me?
So I think that's where when I was outside, that's what we call it now, when you're outside,
Yeah.
I think it was Justice is where
Yeah.
it started from,
Yeah.
where I knew you from.
Yeah.
So were they were playing out way before you joined them, and they were still big on the roads?
They weren't big, but they were playing out.
They were just coming true.
They were just coming true.
Coming
You
through,
understand?
okay.
And then what it is?
Little parties or
Yeah.
big raves?
It was like
Shady Grove was going on
It
them
was
time
like
there,
little
right?
parties. and
Remember,
like,
it was
'cause
sound system
because
them time there.
It was
so,
sound system
yeah,
and blues,
kinda
and what it
different.
is, and what it is, they used to hire the sound of this guy Colin. You know what I mean?
Which Colin?
No, he's a big man.
Okay.
One big man named Colin. Actually, it's two guys they used to hire the sound of, and then you had GT. They used to hire the sound of GT as well. They used to get the equipment from
That
him.
name rings a bell.
Yeah,
Mm.
and that's how they used to get their sound.
Okay.
So, but then it's like I had the best of both worlds because I was in Inting Sound, which was the man them were like maybe 4 to 5 years older than me.
Mm.
Then I was in Justice Sound where I was like maybe the second oldest. Even though,
Okay.
or maybe like the
Okay.
third oldest. Even though we
Basically,
was
it
the
all
same age.
group,
Yeah.
yeah.
Like maybe we was all 17, but
Yeah.
one was 17 before me, like January.
Yeah,
And next,
them
I mean,
ones.
18 in January. Next one was and I'm May. You understand?
Like long as it's September and I'm July.
Right, you understand?
Yeah.
So that's it, because me and Cyrus are like we're the same age, but in school I was a year above him
Yeah.
because he's September
School year.
school year. So that's how it was with a couple of the Justice Men. Them. So we were
Okay.
same age, but
Okay.
I'm a year above them in school
Yeah,
because
yeah.
of my birthday's in
It's
May.
like
innit?
they're
you're-
the beginning. They're the eldest of their year, but they
Yeah.
dropped miss being
Yeah.
in your year. Yeah.
yeah.
But you was confident in your thing because you've had
Yeah.
experience
I
already.
had experience.
From the
I
elders.
had done not only that. I had recorded my first song when I was 14 years old.
Okay.
Yeah, I recorded a song with this guy named Millie and Dan, Mike J from Demon Boys.
I remember million.
Yeah, Demon Boys was like maybe one of the third groups that got signed. They were hip hop, UK
Yeah.
hip hop. Because you had Rodney P,
Yeah.
you had London Boys,
Yeah. London
Yeah.
Posse.
yeah, London
London
Posse,
Posse, yeah.
yeah.
And you had
And
Demon
then,
Boys.
And then you had Demon
Of course
Boys
I
that
know
were from
Demon Boys.
North.
Yeah,
Demon
yeah,
Boys,
yeah,
yeah.
of course I know
Yeah.
I
Demon
mean, and
Boys,
they
yeah.
had an album called Recognition.
Yeah, that's a flashback.
And
boy,
that was
jeez.
my first tune when I was 14. Me, Tintin, General Dan, his brother, and Millie and Dan. And that's when I had done my first. Imagine my first tune. I was singing on the hook because I wanted to sing. I used to sing bare covers, and what I missed out was when I was at Jesse James' them yard across the road. I used to sing, but cover tunes in it.
Okay.
And one of my favorite singers on a sound system then was Maxi Priest and Peter Bouncer. And Celia Collins. And Peter Bouncer came to the yard one night to come and join in on the little
And,
session,
yeah.
and he heard me sing. And he was like, you can sing, you know. And obviously, from you hearing a man who could sing, who like,
Yeah.
I'm only hearing this man on sound tape and seeing him when I've been to Copper Unity dance.
Yeah.
And then turn around and tell me I can sing.
Yeah.
But I weren't writing my own songs. I was just singing other people's songs
Covers.
or changing the covers them around, innit?
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
So you just actually answered one of the questions I was about to ask you. The question I was going to ask you was, was Pretty Looking Gal your first song?
No, that was my second tune.
Mm-hmm. You don't even remember Pretty Looking Gal, do you?
Yeah, that was my second tune. Pretty looking gal, say you want pretty looking gal.
Follow me.
Yeah. Fire. That was 1989.
Damn.
That was 89.
And that was Wood Green Youth Club days.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. And again, Richie Nicotine Davis built the rhythm
Okay.
with another brother, and they took me to a studio up in South, and again, I had the opportunity of meeting Nitty Gritty, because when I voiced the tune and come out, there was a debate to say if I was faster than Daddy Freddy. Nitty Gritty, when they come out, Nitty Gritty say, "Yo, that you fast, you know." Me swear, saying faster than Daddy Freddy, you know. Yeah. That was yeah.
Do you know what gives me joke? Because it's you lot, you know. When they would say a man is kind of just weird, not good, just some kind of, they would say that man's Fred's, you know.
Yeah, he's Fred.
That man's Fred's, you know.
He's Fred, Daddy Freddy. Yeah. Yo, we came with some talk,
I
you know.
gonna use man's first name and say you're rubbish. That man's Fred's, you know.
Yeah, that was the talk we came with. Fred and Bears.
Yeah, Bears.
That was a chestnut talk.
Fred,
yeah?
Bears, Form.
And Banner Business.
I'm like,
Form,
what
yeah,
the hell?
Form, yeah,
These
Bears.
guys, you know.
So yeah, man.
I show the age.
Even in
Exactly. I don't Bears, you know.
I
Bears.
show the age.
as you mentioned in South London, even like in your Wayne Young days, like because even certain men I know from South, and certain even interviews I've done, you know, I know you know Marsh. What did he call himself? Junior Rudy.
Yeah, man, come on. We
Yeah,
inspired them, bro.
And no, he said it in his interview. I did an interview with him for Golden Era, and he's like, we used to go down Tottenham and see Wayne Young and them man there, and
Homage.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? And you lot gave them, you know what I'm saying?
No, I was gonna say that Justice, even though I was in Inting, because with Inting was, like I said, it was a big man sound, yeah. And when they joined up with King Josiah, I had the pleasure of touring with them because we went Bristol, Birmingham. So as a youth, that was like what, traveling in the back of a sound.
Of course.
We even got to play with Inner City Sound and
Yeah, big sound. Mm.
it was actually in Shinolas.
Wow.
Yeah, it was in Shinolas. That was the night. Rest in peace, Nicky Gordon from Hackney, my brethren, got shot. Yeah,
Rest in peace. Man.
and that was the night I was supposed to go on stage with my hider, Papa San. Flower Gun performed, Red Dragon, and then Papa San was, Frankie Paul performed, and then Papa San was gonna come out, and that's when the gunshot went off. Papa San didn't get to perform, and I didn't get to see him. I meet him.
Did you ever get to
Yeah.
meet him?
So no. So that was with Inting, but then with Justice now, it was the Youth Man sound, and just like we said from South, I remember we had a big. I think what put us on the map is when we had a big sound clash, and what kind of got Justice through was that enough of the sound members them had sisters, and the sisters had friends. So our dance would be majority 70% girls, or I would say 60% girls. And man, so our man who don't like we still come out with dance because there's bare girls there. You understand? Cyrus's
Keisha go and
sister,
be there, you know,
you understand?
and be our friend them.
Cyrus's sister Tony, she'll bring 10 of her friend them. My sister and her friend them. You get me? My sisters and their cousins. So it's just big. Then we had the Edmonton girls, them Mandy Lindsay and them, because they used to follow us. I mean, Carlo Tenium, Mandy Lindsay,
straight. Then get Carlo,
Karen, Lisa, Tikadan, all of them. Those were the Justice girls. Tony, you understand?
Yeah.
So they used to call us the young stars of Tottenham, innit? I remember when we had an 18 sound clash, and when we clashed in Sam's. Remember Sam's on Bruce Grove?
Kinda.
Sam.
Probably gonna remember after like as usual.
Yeah.
After podcast finished, I'm like, oh, this.
Sam,
I
you know when
remember that.
Alright, you know when you pass the signing on place after Lansdowne Road.
The only place I can remember
Then
Bruce
when
Grove
you
is
pa-
Shady Grove right now.
See, no, when you
Go on,
pass
go on,
when
pass.
you pass the signing on place, because you pass the Sports Direct on the
As
corner.
in Scotland Green.
Yeah, when you
Yeah,
pass,
Scotland Green,
when you pass this, there's like a little where the grub was. You know where the grub was and the shops.
Yeah, the crab. Yeah.
Opposite there used to be like a big. You see what? There used to be a club called Sam's.
Okay.
Yeah, with the 18 sound clash, and would you believe? Every sound was set for me. Who this boy we and young they we wanna couple of them was set for Frisky, but every sound had an MC that wanted to clash me.
That's understandable though.
Every one of them, where this boy we and young there, we about this boy we and young. Yeah. And what was so funny, you actually won the clash that night, yeah, because it was there was rounds, like to see, obviously that was like I think the 4th heat, and would you believe we won it that night with just 2 dubs. 2 dubs. Every other sound had some big dubs still. They had some big dubs, some yard artists. 2 dubs, what we made ourselves. Me and Frisky and Cyrus on one, and me on one. And a couple of them, one of them was a jungle beat, but it was like a dancehall jungle beat.
But what, you was calling out their names on the dub?
No, it was just a Justice sound dub. And, but because of the girls that was in the place and brother, I remember that clash. That was like one of our biggest clashes. But we inspired Lady Force.
Yes. Big time.
Yeah, nobody can tell me nothing. Yeah,
and
Lady Force
and Poison.
Poison.
Vanya.
Yeah. What was the other sound from Edmonton? Was it Second Image?
Second Image.
Second Image.
Yeah.
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 And I know Shy FX, Andre. Yeah. He was a selector for the sound at one of them sound there.
Yeah.
Then you had Scorpion sound with Courtney Mack and them Ribs was the selector. From Edmonton.
I didn't know that sound as being Scorpion though.
Yeah. Courtney Mack and them.
Okay.
Yeah, Courtney Mac David and them man there. That was Edmund. Yeah, man. I know we inspired enough people.
Yeah, you would have.
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah.
Because even Keisha on Lady Force, she used to DJ like me.
Yeah. Keisha had potential as well.
Come on.
Keisha had potential. Bigger than.
And the Vanya.
Bigger than. Yeah.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace, Vanya.
Come on, Vanya. Come on, man. So, yeah, that was the Justice days. And then, obviously, I think 91 is when I went to America, and that's when I won my first DJ contest, which I didn't enter. My dad's friend entered me in it. That was 1991.
Hold on, let me just put a pause there. For these, the new people, them, like, as in, like, born after a certain year, when they said DJing, they mean, like, MCing and rapping.
Yeah, I mean, singing,
that's
you know?
Like, that's what Jamaicans used to call rapping and MCing back in the day. They would call it DJing.
Just so when
knowledge. I
sing
just
DJ
ask
contest.
it. Let me ask a question on that as well. What did the acronyms mean in the Jamaican side of it then? Because like in the English side, it's disc jockey.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. I'm just a DJ. You know, that's what they used to say. So I don't think it was an acronym them times. I think it was just a spelling.
That's it.
So I don't think it was D.J. I think it was DEJAY.
Okay.
That's what it is. Yeah.
See that?
Yeah, that's what it is.
No, that's what I explained. I like how you explained that. I like explained that. Yeah. See.
And the thing is, I never thought about it until you said it. But
yeah.
So I won a contest, and brother, I'm gonna tell you, I was shitting it because even now, I don't want to lose, so I don't enter myself in any form of contest. You understand? And my dad's breaking. He had a shop, and my dad must have played in my music. Next thing I know, I'm in this bloody contest in America. You know,
Wow.
This is even England. In America, I don't know nobody. So it's me, my dad, my auntie Jeanette, and her friend.
So your dad lived in America?
Yeah, that's where he lived.
You didn't.
He left England when I was 10.
Okay.
Yeah, when I was 10.
So even just we didn't even fly out yet. So like, take us on this trip to.
Well, that was my first time. That was actually my first time going to America.
So you went
1991.
91. You went to America.
Yeah, I went to America. I stayed there 3 months.
Gone to Link Pops.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Where?
Connecticut. Hartford, Connecticut.
Cool.
Yeah, Hartford, Connecticut. And I've gone into this competition, and I remember,
LaGuardia Airport.
And I remember going to this competition, and I'm seeing people in there with their people and rare, and they've gone. I think I must have been 3rd to last, number 7. I think there was 10 people.
And how old is you at this time?
I was 19. I was 19, and I remember. Obviously, I could sing now, innit?
And that's what I was about to say. This is what put you in a different category to the rest of them, is because you could DJ in different styles, but then you could also sing as well. So being able to DJ fast, DJ slow, sing, it's like, hold on a second, where the hell did that come from? It's that element of surprise.
That is exactly what I did. So my first tune, so my first tune I did was a singing tune. Then the second tune I did was like a tune about my mum, like a culture tune. Yeah. Then my last tune was a fast tongue thing, hype. Yeah. You see, when I come off, a girl come up to me, she's like, you win the contest. I was like, why? She said, no man, you're bad. You win it. But she said it to me as she was going on after me. So I was number 7, she was number 8. How about that?
She already admit defeat before she even go and say.
Yeah, and she was good.
Yeah.
But she come up to me and said, you bad, you win the competition.
Yeah.
You understand? And then number 9 was a brother named, what was his name at the time? I cannot remember his name at the time, but guess who it is?
Go.
Flipping a truck fender.
Oh,
Damn.
right.
Yeah, he came second.
Was it?
And I came first.
Oh.
Because Chuck Fendel went to school in Hartford, Connecticut. So did Busy Signal.
Okay.
Cause my brethren them know them good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I actually remember seeing the brother after at a big Budra Banton concert, and then 2-2s I see his face and then big Chuck Fender.
But the other thing that stood in your favour as well is that
that's what did
you
it.
the element of surprise that nobody had a clue who the hell he was, and it's like, who the hell is that?
And
So-
I don't know. I know this
was
dude.
the style at that time the kind of like the same style you got now?
Yeah, similar, but yeah, because I was Sing J in them time. I was Sing J in them time.
Sing J.
Yeah, I mean, I was Sing J.
And you see, you said, I knew I could sing at that point. Yeah.
Yeah,
What made you know you could sing at that point?
because I was told and I had confidence.
No, you know what I'm saying. I just wanted to know
I was
what the
making
transition was.
I was making up my own songs at the time. Yeah, I mean, at the time I was making up my own songs.
So what built your confidence in the fact that you could say I
Because
can
I sang
sing
at a couple
now?
parties and
All right, that's what I was looking for.
Get a good
more
foul.
than
Yeah.
that. More than
Yeah.
that.
'Cause you know there's
he
that-
was doing dub plates
Yeah.
on for people and basically it was killing places. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I remember the Sapphire dub where
Come
it's
on.
hurting
Yeah.
deep down
Come on.
inside. The way you're making me feel. Sapphire.
whoa.
Raw.
Yeah, mad,
That's what I'm saying.
mad,
So
mad.
But you
I'm
understand?
talking from way back. This guy
No,
was
100%. But you
yeah.
know, like the point where he actually said I could sing at these times. My thing is like, what? You know that's a
Yeah.
when you can. What made you
told
say?
you that?
Yeah. What
told
was
that.
what was the transition point from you being this young MC to say, you know what, I got vocals now? Because you
To tell
know,
you the honest truth, I actually remember the first raver, the first party I done it.
big,
I actually
big,
flipping
see?
remember.
Yeah.
Oh God, I don't know if you I don't know if you remember Body Music,
Yep.
the house next to Body Music, Jabby, Jabones. Yeah, Ras
How
used
next to
live
Body
there.
Music? Round the corner?
No,
Or-
right next to Body Music, the
Okay.
house next to Body Music. Yeah, this tall Ras used to live there. Yeah,
Hold on.
is it Jabby? Not Jabones.
No, I know
it was
you're
another.
talking
You know what I'm
about.
talking
Yeah,
about, man.
dark skin guy, man.
Yes, man. And his daughter Andrea's dad. That's Andrea's dad. No, I'll tell you who it is. I'm sure it's Yogi, Chatter. I'm sure it's Chatter and Andrea's dad. But it's this tall Ras used to live there, and there was a party in there because I remember we played in there. Yeah, and a speaker box dropped on a mids dropped on this guy's head.
Oh.
A mid speaker dropped on his head, bro. I'll never forget that. But that
Stuck
party,
it up, you know.
that party, Renault sung. I harmonized him and I sung, and that's when I got my first forward. I remember that.
You know what's good about this podcast for me is that I'm just watching a couple Tottenham man tell a story as well. Because like, as much as you've all got
but
position.
you know what? It's before. It's like he's drugging memory cells.
No, but that's what I'm saying.
Before,
You see, but
before I was outside.
as he's talking, long as he's just responding in a
Yeah.
certain way where I'm
long
like,
as I was outside early.
Yeah, 'cause-
yeah. I'm like, yo, this.
I remember long as that's big cuz, you know, as well.
Yeah,
so it's a
yeah,
family
yeah.
thing.
It's a
Yeah.
family
Yeah, man.
thing.
So
I know
he
certain
didn't
things
bring me
are-
along. He
yeah.
didn't bring me along. He didn't bring me along.
I didn't even know that. You know what I mean?
family
Family, family.
Mom, Uncle Trevor, you know.
Oh, you
Uncle Trevor,
see,
you know.
I'm
got
like,
Uncle
I'm learning
Trevor.
everything
Mad.
today. I'm the outsider, you know what I'm saying?
Nah, you're good.
Come on.
You're good. But
I
then, you
got
know
my-
what? I went outside. That's
I
what
got
I'm
my
saying.
green card, though, yeah?
Man said he
them
went
days
outside.
I'm
He
talking
was still
them
in
days
Palmer's. He's in Palmer's green.
Oh, well, green. I was in green
Yeah,
at the
yes,
time.
he was,
Green
yeah,
at the
yeah.
time.
So when I won that competition and I came back with the trophy, I still have it now. I even brought the trophy to the clash at Sam's.
Okay.
And that's why I say, oh, look here and test my man win trophy, you know. I've got the tape. I've still got the tape up to this day, but I'm gonna have to look for it and find it. You know what I mean? But then from there.
Sorry, can we go to your love or how you got in the doors of the jungle world?
Well, I was just about to tell you
Just
that
about
now.
to tell me. All right, cool.
How I
sorry
got
about
into the jungle world now, it was my cousin Terry T. Yeah.
Terry Turner.
Because before the jungle, you had the acid, hard, and then you had the happy hardcore, whatever it is.
Yeah.
And Terry was always around it. Me and Terry from 14, when his brother passed away at the day after his 16th birthday party, cousin Trevor, I don't know if you remember.
I don't remember.
When Trevor had his birthday party. No, Sean was there. You were too young.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sean's long as his big brother.
Yeah. Sean. I
AKA
Sean was
Babyface.
yeah,
Babyface, that's it.
Sean was there. Yeah, I mean, and that was like from there. Me and Terry became close, but then Terry had decks in his house.
Okay. Yeah.
And I'm talking not technique, you know. I talk about
Sound
turntable
lab.
where you put the something down.
Yeah. Oh no, them
yeah,
ones.
them ones
no.
there. But then you know when you could take it out,
Yeah.
and then you do your own thing. I used to watch Terry scratch.
Looking like them Fisher Price one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I used to
We're
watch
gonna have to
Terry
put an example
scratch.
of that on the screen, you know.
Fisher Price one. Yeah.
And Terry had a sound. What sound was? What's the name of this sound? It was a the Philip D&K man them. Soloist. That was the name of their sound.
wow.
Soloist was the name of their sound. Yeah, Mark Lombard, Terry T. Yeah, and Terry was into. Where I was more into the reggae. Terry was always into the reggae, but they were more hip hop and rare. And then Terry made me know about the acid and the happy hardcore, and they get me. And then what happened was now I went to America to live for a year.
Why?
19,
I did that.
1993.
How? We don't get these opportunities to meet.
Man was a
Go live in America for a year.
Yeah, it's like
obviously,
like African dudes. We're going on holiday.
all right.
We're going on holiday.
Send you over there.
I'm just gonna say it was the days of the Shane Scotland days, and then
Okay.
the man was
Yeah.
rolled
Right,
in it.
right.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
Mum was like, you know what? I think you need to go.
With your dad.
Yeah, cause
Cool out
certain
for a
things
minute.
did
Cool
happen,
out
and
for a
yeah.
minute. Yeah.
So we're back to Connecticut.
So I went to Connecticut to go live with my dad for a year.
Makes sense.
Seen, and this is when it's gonna answer your question how I got the name Demolition Man.
Go.
Because when I went to live with my dad now,
You broke
I
up
was
the decks.
Yeah, I was not the decks, but I was a bit clumsy. I
Mhm.
fall asleep with a spliff and burn a wall in the sofa.
Oh no.
My dad must have gave me a watch to wear. To my wrist kind of break, me broke the watch.
Wrist strap.
Me broke the lamp.
Oh,
so
no.
when we was going on road, my dad used to do a thing like, "Yo, come Demolition Man." I'm like, "Don't call me that, bro." Like,
Don't call me that, bro.
He's like, "Yeah, man,
Podcast.
you come to demolish my place."
Don't call me that,
This
bro.
podcast just reveals bare stuff, you know.
So I used to be
Bare stuff.
I never liked it.
Bare
Man.
exclusives, you know.
Yeah, I didn't like it, man. My dad used to
In his
call me-
English accent as well.
Don't
Don't call me that, bruv. He's like,
You can imagine him. Don't call me
Don't call me
that,
that, bro.
Clumsy little git.
And he used to laugh because, he took his joke. My son's like that as well. Yeah. It was so bad because I'm talking, when we used to go around my granny's for the weekends and eat on a Sunday, I don't know why, I would always spill my drink on my granny's tablecloth. And them time, you know, you have the latest tablecloth and rare.
Yeah, you're a problem.
So my sisters used to tease me because my granny used to share out food and you now get no drink until you're done.
See that? Yeah.
And so, basically, Cyrus
Yeah.
was Diamond D at the time. And then he came over to America because his mum had moved to America, Florida. And his mum's sister, his auntie Pam, had moved to New York, and his cousin Bianca was out there. Do you remember Bianca? I don't know if you remember Bianca.
I remember vaguely the name, but I don't.
Yeah.
I mean,
So basically, he called and said to me, "Boy, I'm going to America, you know."
Tony, I remember.
Because Tony came out there as well.
Yeah.
I think it was him and Tony came out there for a little bit. So he called me and said, "Yo, I'm going to New York, you know." I said, "Yeah, you need to come and meet me in Connecticut, innit?" He's like, "All right." So he's come there. He took a bus from New York, 2 hours trip.
I was about to say that was
And
a
I,
journey.
yeah, it's a 2 hour trip on the bus.
Cool.
But when you drive with the man, them it's like, oh, and 10 minutes. I found that out with my brethren them. But anyway, I picked him up because them times I was driving. That's when I learned to drive as well in America.
Okay.
I'd driven a car out here, but then I hadn't driven by myself. But out there, I learned for drive and manual, I learned for drive.
All right.
But the other side too.
Yeah.
And I'm left-handed, so it didn't bother me. You know what I mean? So I went and picked him up. Bruv, I'm not gonna lie, obviously, when I left, I'm not a bossy person, but you know, people put you in rankings, innit? And people had me and Frisky as the man of justice, innit?
Yeah.
They did.
Understand?
Yeah.
It was obviously Cyrus, them time the Diamond D is my little cousin, innit? So he's come in and
Is Chopper there at that time?
Chopper was selected at them time as well. Chopper, because he wasn't around at the beginning.
Okay.
Him too young, innit?
Too young,
But
yeah,
then
yeah.
Chopper has come in.
Them
And
guys,
I mean,
just Shorty was a selected them time.
yeah,
right?
it was Shorty and Yardi.
Yeah.
Right.
Yardi. And then
Forget
so
about
basically Diamond's come over now. But he's called himself, he's changed, that's when he changed his name to Cyrus.
Okay.
he had come over and I changed Cyrus the girl them virus. Because he had watched that movie. Is it Face Off?
Before COVID.
Is it Face Off with Nicolas Cage? And the bad man was, what was his name? Cyrus.
Okay.
Yeah, me reveal your thing, Cyrus. Sorry.
Exclusive.
Yeah. You have to do your interview differently. I met them. No. See?
They got Cyrus though.
See? So, because he was Diamond D, the girl, them best friend. He was,
Yes.
I mean, but then Cyrus is when he was doing his Madman lyrics and everything. So, Cyrus came with him lyric book.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously, we all have weaknesses. As a footballer, whatever you do, there's weaknesses in it.
Yeah.
And at them time there, my weaknesses was intros. If we're gonna do dubs or intros, I don't know why I would always say scene. I don't know why I would always say. There were certain words I would always say.
I remember it now.
Yeah, I would
remember
always
that.
say. You might,
Yeah.
if you go back and listen to a couple of my intros back then, you might even hear it.
Everything. See,
Scene. Right? Yeah. Cyrus.
But that's a good thing and a bad thing because it kind of gives you a little
yeah.
trademark.
Yeah.
And I think maybe, I don't know if I had, say maybe I had 20 lyrics, 20 good lyrics. I've come to America now and I'm kind of complacent. I'm around a set of men that I've met out there that are artists as well. They've got sound system in their garage, so me a DJ with them man there. Cyrus is forward. And my man's got a book. And he's got around 40 lyrics in there, bruv. Where he's just been writing.
On job, we call it.
On job.
Yeah.
Because he's got to play catch up in Justice. He had the one that to play a bit of catch up. You know what I mean? On top of that, he's got intros. He's got his intros written down too.
Okay.
So when I heard that, I heard a difference in that. It's like he stepped up a gear.
Yeah.
I heard a difference in Cyrus from. I was like, Blood fire. Me have to step up my game. So he kind of helped me. I don't even know if he knows this.
He knows now.
But because I remember he had this lyric. Me,
Friendly
I know,
competition.
No, what was it? Something about me, I know, rude boy. But come this day program a long time, me separate the rude boy from badness. Yo! It was like Buju. It's like, it sounded like a Buju. Because we went somewhere and we was in the basement. And when I heard him DJ the lyrics, I was like, blood clot. Me have to step up my game.
Yeah.
So, obviously, I've stepped up my game now. But then at the same time, I'm thinking, hold on. He's Cyrus the Virus. You had Bounty Killer the out. Was it Bounty Killer the Warlord?
Yes.
You had Terry Ganzi the Outlaw.
Yes.
Everyone had an alias.
Yeah.
So I was like, Wayne Young, alias Demolition Man. Because when I'm singing, I can go as Wayne Young.
Yeah.
And when we had DJ, Demolition Man, because what as well, because I went to a, what do you call it, a roadblock party. Where they block off the roads in America. That's the first time I ever got to a roadblock. We never know about a roadblock.
Okay.
So me and him DJ that one house thing. And when I come off, one man goes to me, boy, you see when you sing your song sweet, but you see when you start DJ, you demolish the place. And the man don't even know nothing about the name Demolition Man, you know?
Yeah.
So that just confirmed it for me. I said, yeah.
Demolition Man.
So that's why now when I came back, before I came back, Terry T called me and goes, yo, you need to come back to England, bro. I was like, what's going on? Jungle's effing up the place. Jungle's mashing up the place.
So he gave you the
I've done a
shots,
couple tunes and because he done a tune named To the Future.
Okay.
I bring you the future.
Yeah.
You know that tune there?
Yeah.
Terry T brought that one, and he's got one called Straight from the Bedroom.
Okay.
That was him and this guy Kevin, and they had what was their label? I can't remember the label. Can't remember the label. But yeah, he had some big tunes that was busting up, and plus he was working with Potential Bad Boy as well.
Yes.
Potential Bad Boy had some tunes. So he called me and said, "You need to forward back here, boy. This thing Jungle's mashing up the place." And then by chance, the week that I forward, my brethren Renault James, who used to be on Ington Sound, saw me and said, yo, Bikey wants to remix Pretty Looking Girl.
Wow, okay.
In a jungle style. Them time they done involving us some different style. And I said, that's an old tune, brother.
Yeah.
We don't want to do that. Let's go and
Do something.
do something different. I'm going to bring my producer as well. I brought Terry in it. And I've gone to the studio up in Wood Green. Midland Road, right at the back there. Up Bowles Green, actually. Middleton Road.
Yeah.
There's a house up there.
Palmer's
up
Green
there.
End.
And Terry's built this with him. And right, at them time, everybody had their little intro thing in it. So you had Beanie Man with his, oh God, bad man, wicked evita. And then they'd go into their lyrics. My thing was, fire, burn the place down, demolition dep and the mic, otherwise no one as we and young. Fire, who no fit take out your lighter. Right now me have something for tell the people in ya. And then I'd go into my lyrics. So I done that. And then I said, let me make up a verse.
Yeah.
But then the verse was a style that came from Justice, that was originated by Frisky. Frisky had a style named Me a the road boy Frisky done, ride pon the version, ride this a rhythm like a ass partner. Then he came with another one. This one not the second one, to the road by Frisky done. Listen on me ride version with the rough fixer man. So I had one. For the better fast on motor, my whole chat better might be going for Jack. So that's where that fitted in the chorus. You understand?
So that's how it got
and
built.
then the verse I made up in the studio.
Okay.
So it's like 3 different parts.
What year was that?
I actually
1994.
I actually thought your name originally was Demolition Man for Jungle, Wayne Young for the dancehall.
Well, that's what it was
I
meant
thought
to
it
be.
was- okay.
But that's why I said in the true mind, young is we and young Elias Demolition Man.
Yeah.
Right, no, but brother, some people thought my name was Wayne Young. A man actually booked a flight, a promoter that, without asking me my name,
100%.
booked my ticket under Wayne Young.
100%.
He had to change
There'll
that.
be many people now watching this now.
Yeah,
thinking
probably
your name's Wayne
thought,
Young.
yeah.
No, but I feel like you need to put that under one of the names because people got the amount of impact you made at that time with Wayne Young. You need to help people find Wayne Young.
It's a generation thing.
Yeah,
isn't it?
no, but you have to say
But that name was kind of got lost in
but
translation.
Demolition Man
in
is
a lot
big
of ways.
in its own sense
Yeah,
as well.
yeah.
You might have to just open up another Instagram. You know?
The funny thing about it is, there's gonna be a time when people are gonna actually look at your new stuff and then say, "Hold on a minute, that's the same guy." You understand what I mean? Because
Yeah.
the change, like, I've always been DJ Longers. You understand what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, you might have 2 different alias. You used to name Dagz D. But then you've gone through 4 aliases now.
You just keep evolving. Like, as the
innit?
time goes
Yeah.
ahead and all the decades.
Like fine wine,
still
you know,
there.
and get better each time.
I'm telling you, because
Yeah.
even now, as I said, you born 72 and you putting that out there now. I know enough people are gonna be like, what, raw.
So
yeah, that's when I've always fire.
I'm skipping a little piece. How is it you've now found your way to really get your flowers where you haven't over the years before that?
I never had management.
But I don't think
So
you get
I-
your flowers though.
I was all over the place like a headless chicken.
That's what I was gonna say.
I don't think he gets his flowers,
Yeah,
though.
you don't feel that?
All
Do
right,
you
so
feel?
maybe
do
the
you
name
feel-
maybe the name Flowers is wrong, but how is it? What I'm basically saying, with the amount of years that he's been in the game, how is it he's now done the hop, skip, and jump where he couldn't at a certain age?
Yeah, again, I didn't have management.
Okay.
But he's always
So I
made-
wasn't
Oh no,
organised.
you didn't
I
have
wasn't
is-
organised.
But
you
he's
didn't
always
have
made
proper
money.
management.
No, but he's
I know
always,
you've had minor piece of management over the
Well,
years.
when I was rolling
I remember
with
you
Terry
had-
T and Knowledge and Wisdom and them guys with the Jungle, they had knowledge. Terry had dealt with certain contracts before me.
Yeah.
Terry had been involved with certain remixes. So at the time, I would say I didn't leave a lot of things to him, but we was a syndicate. I was more focused. I would say from 94, 95, I was more focused on the Jungle thing.
Yeah.
Because that was bringing in the revenue.
Yeah.
That's where I saw the world. That's where I travelled.
Yeah.
Because my tune came out, went to number 33 in the national charts.
Yeah.
All right, when Terry done
Lovely.
it was 94, yeah?
Mm.
And then 96, Mickey Finn mixed it.
I was about to say,
Yeah,
then
that
the
was
remix
the
came
Urban
out.
Shakedown.
Yeah.
And then because they had a machine behind it, because the first 2 guys that took it up was Bikey and Desi from Cox and Sound.
Yeah.
They were Prisoner. That's how you
Yes.
see Prisoner
Okay,
featuring
yeah.
Demolition.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, and boy, you know what, man, part of the thing still, you know. Them 2 went and got a deal, got a certain amount of money, and gave me and Terry a grand each. And they went and built studio and gave the label and told them that I'm gonna give them an album. Then I had a person who knew about contracts because he went to law school, made me sign a paper that I didn't realize I was signing away the title of the tune.
Oh, no.
I can voice it and do whatever, but they own the titles. If I release anything named Fire, they get a percentage, and I didn't realize I had signed that away.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
but that
there was a lot of politics.
early
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
days.
There was a lot of politics.
Yeah.
So basically, when PWL, that was Pete Waterman.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, wow.
That was his label.
Yeah.
They were behind the
I remember you
label
telling me that back in the day.
Labello Blanco. Those were the guys that put it out. You know what I mean? But I didn't turn up to the video shoot because there was a mix up.
Politics.
I told them that I wanted they said they're gonna give me 300 tickets to give out to all my friends and whatever. So let me see you now. I say, yo, I give you 10 ticket. I give you 10 ticket. The day before the video shoot, they're like, boy, we can't give you the tickets. Can you just give us the names of all the people you've invited? You think me? Plus, I told them they asked me what time. I said, can you do it at a certain time because I want my family and I want my sister, and then they finish work at a certain time. They done it for 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I never turn up.
Never turn up.
I didn't turn up.
No regrets.
No regrets, because I'm still here. I mean, and they thought I was going to be a one-hit wonder.
So going back to the flowers talk, do you feel personally that you get all this decades of music, all your studio full of music?
Yeah.
Do you feel that you get that the flowers, the Demolition Man, you know, the fullness?
Maybe not in certain people's eyes because they don't see it, but because I've travelled the world and I see the way people deal with me, I'm still grateful of that. Because and then my PRS checks come every year, so I see.
Yeah, because you're everywhere. You're everywhere. Europe-wise, America,
current,
Canada.
and I'm still earning off of my
everywhere.
music.
Yeah.
People might not hear me in this place or that place or whatever.
Yeah.
Maybe I would say not fully. But fully, I would say I've still got the flowers because I'm grateful. I've travelled some places where even certain big artists haven't even travelled.
Well, that's it then. That's the flowers.
I'd say half of it is down to you not really wanting the flowers in a certain way, because like you split yourself into so many different people. Yeah, it's like if a man was looking to give Wayne Young some flowers, they don't even know where to see Wayne Young. Yeah, The Demolition Man, that's a whole nother industry. Wayne Young messed up the UK dancehall industry that also went to Jamaica, that also went to the Caribbean, and so also went to the Americas. Yeah, Wayne Young, Demolition Man is a jungle man that is in DNB. And just like, let's forget jungle, because jungle is what we know it as English people, but the world knows it as D&B, and that's one of the biggest genres in the world. I don't know if you lot know that.
100,
in terms of like sales and parties and how many different places in the world like listen to D&B. I've even done my research. It's one of the biggest genres in the world.
I'm telling you, bro.
Yeah,
places you wouldn't believe. Bro.
Yeah, places you wouldn't believe. They listen to D&B. They resonate with D&B,
and they listen to reggae music.
100%. The same tempo as well. When you check it, when you just cut it down by 50%.
That's why
proper reggae, not dancehall.
Yeah, at one point.
Yeah, then you got the new Ras Demo, and the thing is, every single
that evolved another way.
Yeah,
I didn't even change it.
Every single version is it's a different sound. It's,
we ain't got to that
every
part
single
yet.
one of them are good. No, we ain't got to that. Sorry, but every single one of them is of a standard. That's what you got to understand.
Yeah.
So, but every single one of them have a different market.
It's true.
So I just wanted to put that in.
Wayne Young was the sound day market.
Yeah.
That was my sound days.
Yeah.
That is when the seed planted and I was growing, and that's where I got all my performing experience and dealing with the crowd.
When you're on the foundation, you got to always remember this, that you actually lived it though. You know, like there's some people that have their little fame in terms of charts and this and that. To me, I don't feel like that equates to people that lived it on the foundation. Do you know what I mean? Where the people on the ground from their areas and the surrounding areas know them and respect them from the experiences they've had, rather than it just being someone could go number one, but then we don't remember who they are. Do you know what I mean? So it's like it still equates to the same level. I think we should never look at it like the person never got what they should have. I just feel like your experiences in himself are valued in the same in a great, and you're very talented as well. You're a producer, all of these, you know what I'm saying? But before we ain't even got to that.
And he's content because, like he said, he's everywhere. Because when I'm phoning you, certain say you're like, "No, I'm flying out next week. Can't do it. I'm
that's
back
the real side of
check
it.
me then." So
that's the real side.
He's everywhere. So
So the thing is, management wise, you probably had management that could only take you local rather than where you wanted to go.
No, I didn't have no management at them times.
G, R.I.P. Uncle G, aka
he was the man.
G.
He was the one that made me sign the paper.
Okay.
He wasn't my manager. He was managing Justice Sound at the time.
Yeah. Okay.
He was like kind of not managing but overlooking Justice Sound, because we used to have the Justice meetings at my house on a Friday. Mummy used to cook at 14 man, you know.
I should have been at
in my front room.
There, Auntie Cook. Auntie Cookie.
See, 14 and we'd have a front room and we're having meetings to get me. So that was Asher G's, you understand? But after that, there was no management. But because of Fire, me and Terry was getting bookings. Terry as the DJ.
Yeah.
So that's when Jungle Fire opened the door for me to travel to France,
Some crazy places over Europe.
Switzerland, Poland, Belgium, Holland. The list goes on, bro.
I can imagine.
Understand? And
Australia.
Croatia. Like
Croatia.
Australia, I ain't been yet.
You ain't been yet?
I ain't been yet, and that's the thing about it. I had a tour when not last year, year before that, lockdown messed it up, and obviously being
Supposed to go
vaccinated, I was
Australia.
meant to go on a 3-month tour. I was meant to go Australia, New Zealand, Thailand, Bali, Indonesia,
Wow.
China, and
You
Japan.
know how big you are in Australia?
Yeah,
There you go.
yeah, I know that.
You do.
I had a booking to go Australia, you know, with a DJ, you know. Me and the DJ followed, and he take me off the booking.
Bad mind.
Oh, it's like
Bad mind.
Australia. It's like Australia. So you know how much places there are right now that because of fire, they're waiting to see me, and I ain't been there yet.
That's 29 years ago, yeah.
1996, bro.
96.
96.
Okay.
Yeah.
Long
Is
time.
that the
then-
only tune you done did in the
Yes.
jungle? It's not
Well, I've
That's
done
the
more,
only
but
one
that's
that
my
blew out
that
the, like,
tune
way
played on. It played on
international.
EastEnders, bro. Played on EastEnders 2
Yeah.
times, and
Oh,
then
wow, I didn't even know that.
yeah, played in the cafe
Yeah.
and on the market in the music store.
Why?
And
So that check was all right then?
Well,
That
brother,
check that came through?
listen. It was imagine it played for 9 seconds, and I got £130 for
There you
each
go.
time.
There you go.
And then because of the omnibus,
Yeah.
the Sunday
every
it
single
played
day,
two,
yeah.
so 4
Okay.
times. So I
Okay.
get 405.
Four
But remember
ways.
that had to be split 4 ways.
Oh.
Terry, Bikey, and Desi had to get theirs.
Yeah.
So we all got. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that played. Yeah, that played on
30
EastEnders,
pounds,
brother. And
40
yeah,
pounds.
that
That's
tune
not
there,
bad, man.
that tune there has taken me places,
Places,
bro.
yeah.
Canada. That's when I knew I was big.
Yeah.
When I went to Canada, I took Frisky and this girl named Daya MC.
Yes,
Yeah, Tara.
Big up Tara.
You know Tara,
Yeah,
innit?
man.
Yeah.
That was her first time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because she was
Yeah.
partying with us.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, we took her on her
And you
first.
took her,
Yeah, we took her on her first trips, bro.
Right.
Yeah, man.
I
yeah,
really
ask
wanna know
Tara.
how
She, you know where she is now, innit?
Shit, I know she's abroad somewhere.
She lives in LA, bro.
LA. Okay.
Yeah, man, she lives in LA. Because I seen her when I went out there, when I went and performed out there.
I really
But
want to
yeah.
know why she stopped spitting.
Hmm?
I really want to know why she stopped
Life,
spitting.
innit?
Life.
Life gets in the way, man.
Life, man. But yeah, when we went to Canada, we performed this place called Government. Government was like, I would say, Stratford Rex and half more. But then that was like their main hall. They had about 3 different halls. Brother, I talk about 2,000 people. That was my biggest crowd I've ever gone to, bro. And I'm not gone. And I sing this tune fire, bro. People was there with banners.
Wow.
Yeah, brother. Even Frisky was like, Ras.
Yeah.
Brother, when I say me sing and people, I'm talking like canisters, fire. You see when it done? Man, I talk about line, about good 20 people line up to sign autograph. I had to sign girl chest.
Yeah.
I swear, one girl, yeah, I signed her a picture.
Yeah.
You know, she sneaked out about 2 years later to come so I can sign the record. She was young. Yeah. And yeah, that's when Frisky even built up a little fan base by coming out there. He was signing autograph at the end of the night.
Yeah, he must feel
Yeah,
nice.
and Tara as well, because they were on stage with me.
Yeah.
That's when I was like, look at me, with their English, I look like crumbs. I'm bigger Canada, I not even know how big I was, bro.
Yeah.
So that brings to another stage of your life, because I don't even know if we're skipping somewhere yet. How did that move to Canada happen? Because you was a resident out there for years.
Because of that, I went out there 2000, and I think 2000 I went out there, and that's when I performed there that first night, and then we went to the second time I went there, because in 2000 I went there maybe two times, and my second time it was at a club named Tropicana, I think. And I was walking, you know, you reach, and I walked through the club. See a girl walk past me. I said, "Good evening, Empress."
Good evening.
I said, I didn't say. I said, "Greetings, Empress."
Yeah.
And she's like, "Greetings." Yeah.
Gentleman.
And from this, I just start reasoning with her, and I think it's because the way I greeted her, she wasn't used to that. So went and said, "Come man, I'm gonna go and bun a spliff." But she was like, where? I'm like, yo, no, come man. I'm with part of the crew, and Boom. I said, I'm going to go on stage now. She's like, who are you? I said, I'm Demolition Man. She's like, oh my God, this is you I come to see. But what it was, at them time, I think they used to have a private parties and locations. You know, them time they would shut down the club, so you couldn't put the face and so my face went on the flyer.
Just
so she come to see me, but didn't know it was me.
Okay.
That ended up to be my children's mum now, isn't it? Yeah. Well, my son's gonna be 18 tomorrow, so he's the reason why I ended up like that. 2005.
Big blessing, big blessing. That.
Yeah, he was born 2005, innit? So I had to go out there and do my father role, innit?
But by the time this come out, we're gonna be saying happy belated. So happy belated to the son anyway.
Tomorrow, he's 18 tomorrow. Man.
Yeah. Big birthday blessings, man. Come on.
18 tomorrow, man.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
So is that where management came from?
No, but I had a manager out there.
Okay.
Funny, I had a manager out there. This guy saw me perform. No, he didn't see me perform. It's funny. My cousin from Jamaica, Marlon, used to do backing singing with this guy named Prophecy. And because I had gone to Canada, this guy who was a tour manager and a road manager for Prophecy lived in Canada. So my cousin said, yo, my cousin's coming out there. Boom, 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 and he does music. He called us and made to do a three-way call. And then that's how I link up this guy, Freddie. And he was working for a label out there. You know that tune? No, my Lord, I Lord.
Marvia Providence.
Yeah. It's the label who she voiced that for was in Canada.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's the label he worked for. You know what I mean? So we met, and Jazzwad was actually billing rhythms for them as well. Because Jazzwad's got.
He was like kind of in the States a lot as well, wasn't he?
Yeah. You know, people don't know about Jazzwad at all as well.
Yeah, Jazzwad was billing rhythms for the label as well.
The level of
he was out there at the time too. So Jazzwad told him that he knew me, and so me and Freddie became friends. He actually became a manager as well. So he started to get me shows in Canada.
Okay.
On the reggae side as well, you know what I mean? And then, I think 2007, I was in England, and I ended up meeting King Jammies. King Jammies, and what was the first thing King Jammies said? After he asked me to come to Jamaica and voice the album, he said, you have a manager?
Okay. I
said, yeah. He goes, man. That's why you're bridging them from the road, you know, man. I talk about proper manager. I said, furthermore, let me call him now, because it was 5 hours behind, because I'm in England, innit? This time it was like 1 o'clock in the morning. So I've called Freddie, put them on the phone. Turns out that they've known each other. From way back. But, no, the first tune, Wayne Wonder voice, was in King Jammy's studio with this guy, and it was rapper Freddie and Wayne Wonder. And see it? Yeah.
You're about to say, they say small world, yeah.
But Freddie, but obviously Jammies didn't remember him by face, but he did remember the tune. And then when we went to voice the album 2007, he seen the face. He's like, oh yeah, man, remember you. And I mean, so he was my manager from 2007 until 2010, and that's when I got. No disrespect to Freddie, Freddie you did thing, but you see, Third Eye Records right now, Mr. Adrian.
Sid Young, bust the window
proper manager.
The smoke, if the smoke gets too much for you.
He's turned my thing around. You know what I mean? Like me as an artist and Inamayar Productions, the label. He's made it. He's helped me make it a brand.
So Third Eye Records, is that you?
That's my partner label. That's my manager's
That's
label.
your manager's label.
Yeah.
Right.
That's
You're in Inamayar.
Yeah, I'm Inamayar Productions, and I started it in Canada, 2005. Yeah.
So when did you change to Ras Demo?
When did I change to Ras Demo? I changed to Ras Demo 2010 because I was voicing for Peckins. I'd come back now. I'd come back to tour in England and then tour in Europe. And my brethren Anton from Ferry Lane.
Big up Anton.
You know Anton.
Come on.
What's his son name? Is it Smiley?
Smiler.
Yeah.
Smiler. Right.
Smiler Lively.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Him daddy.
Shout out Tasha as well.
I'm a virgin, you see me? So he called me because them time the Gappy ranks had just voice for Peckins. Yeah, he was doing them tunes. Daddy me, I said, you put the stereo on. Take out the 45 and play the studio on. He was voicing them tune there. So Anton called me and goes, do you know Peckins? I'm like, no. He's like, alright.
No.
I'm gonna make him meet Peckins. So he come and pick me up and took me to Peckins record shop.
Oh,
Askew
okay.
Road.
Okay.
So Peckins, he introduced me to him, and Peckins said, "All right, I'm gonna give you some rhythm on CD in it." So he gave me, I think it was 7 rhythms he gave me on a CD. I think I called him in 2 days.
I was about to say that you got them done. Them
I
fast.
called him in 2 days.
Done.
I was like, "Yeah, they're done." He was like, "What? What's done?" I said, "They're the tune, they're done." He's like, "No." So Anton picked me up. We went down to the shop. He put them on because there's customers in the shop as well now, you know. But he's put them on.
So
and
them
started
time
playing
you couldn't email across the tune.
No, you could. Yeah, because this is 2010. But
Okay.
I just put them on CD in it.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And
Yeah,
he's
but
like,
it wasn't a thing.
yeah, it was just I just put it on
Yeah,
I'm saying?
CD.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like,
He's like, put them
You
on the
want to see
CD.
you want to see the reaction as well.
Yeah,
yeah.
So
CDs were
yeah.
still relevant.
Yeah,
then,
CD
mate.
was relevant them time, but still.
Do you know what the why he was shocked, because it's at them times there it was still, people don't record songs that quickly.
No,
Especially not
100%.
7 of them.
I was just saying,
You
see
know
that
what I mean?
email,
So that
email
means
and that
if
thing
you
there.
record 7 songs in 2 days, at that time it was like, all right, they must be rubbish then. You know what I mean? Because blah blah
Yeah,
blah.
no,
Obviously, he knows you better than that. So if
No, well, he only heard a few songs from me what I played to him when I came up there with a CD, my own tunes, but he ain't heard me on some studio one rhythm,
Yeah.
some proper rhythm.
And what was his reaction?
Well, he was like, "So who done the harmonies?" I was like, "Me." We voiced them. Is that me voiced them? Me do everything myself. He's like, "What?" So all right, he gave me another CD with 10 rhythm on it. We call him in 3D. So I voiced 17.
Nah, you take too long, man. That should have been one
I
day.
voiced 17 rhythms in 4 days basically.
Yes.
So he's like, "Nah, you're joking." I was like, "No." Got up there again, play him. Basically, I voiced 52 tunes in 1 month.
Wow.
I don't write.
You don't?
You know, right?
Okay.
Last time I wrote, I missed that again. 1997 when we had our own studio. Last time I wrote was 1997 when I
It's
was
a talent.
voicing.
It's a
When I was
definite talent.
voicing with Johnny Osborne and Terry Ganzi, and it's Johnny Osborne I see voice. I see him get up. We was in the studio. We had a studio. Me, Terry T, and Solo, Garman Road. Yeah, the time I was working with Black Nation label, and Johnny Osborne woke me up around 6-7 o'clock in the morning. Dem Lott, turn on the studio and have a vibe.
Solo was a manager for you at one point as well, right?
He wasn't a manager. He was he was the man that made me know about PRS, because he
Okay.
took on me and Terry around 1994, 95. You understand? Because he saw me DJ at one party, innit? And he sent out one man to look for me. You understand? And this man see me down Tottenham High Road and goes, "Yo, you know how long I look for you? This man want me to, you know." And I've gone around Solo's yard, and Solo's like, "Yo, you sang at one of my parties, bro. Boom, boom, boom." I was like, "Yeah." He goes, "What, you want to record now?" I was like, "Yeah."
I forgot about Solo, cause I remember
Yeah.
like, is you introduced me to Solo. So certain times I used to call Solo for certain things, but I can't even remember what I used to call him for now.
That was 94 when I sang around Broad Lane, bro. Cunningham Road.
So question. I'm going to split this up into eras. Your favourite artist from the 80s?
Well, recording artists, I would say Capleton, innit? Capleton was
80s.
Yeah, Capleton and Cobra.
80s? 80s? No, that was more 90s, more
Was that
capable.
nice? But like I'm talking late 80s, innit?
Okay.
Like late 80s, but 80s then would be Papa San and Stitchy still, innit? You know
Okay.
what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Any more?
I mean, like obviously Dennis Brown,
Yep.
Gregory Isaac,
Yep.
even Mikey General. Mikey General, his voice was bad. I had quite a few artists that I liked. You know what I mean?
90s.
90s. Then we're talking Capleton, Sanchez, Cobra, Courtney Melody was one of my favorites. Modern Girl, what? You understand? So there was quite a few artists, man.
Noughties. As in 2000s.
2000s.
That's gonna get you thinking.
He's gonna get me thinking. 2000s, boy. All right. Tony Curtis.
Yes.
Yeah, it got me thinking. Tony Curtis was a bad singer at that time there. Spragga Benz. Buju. Obviously, Bounty in it and Beanie in it. That was the era, innit?
I think most of
that
the
was
like
late.
90s,
But they were still
relevant.
But they were still relevant.
They were still relevant. Them
You know what I mean? They were still relevant. You know what I mean? Then Frisco Kid.
Yeah.
Terror Fabulous.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm sure I've missed out a few more.
Probably have. Yeah.
You get me?
So, all right, let's skip the 2010s. Current day, who are your favourites?
Who are my favourites?
Who you listen to?
Alright. Ja Melody is an artist from Trinidad. Yeah? Don't know if you've heard of him.
I don't know about Ja Melody.
Go check him out. The brother sing, yo. When he sings live. He's better than his record. Yeah? He's got a sound like GCrew. Bit like Stevie Wonder. But a bit himself. Yeah. You hear him say it? Stevie Wonder, yo. He's bad.
Anyone else?
Queen Omega, next one from Trinidad. Yeah? Two, them bad.
Trinidad got a sound right now, innit?
Huh?
Trinidad got a good sound right now.
Yeah, man. But then Massacre.
Yeah.
Bad artist.
Bad.
Shano.
Bad.
Yeah.
Lyrica. You'd be surprised how much songs Shano has written for people. Yeah? I won't even expose the certain tunes he's written, but yeah, he's written tunes for Mavado, quite a few people. And then Chronic Law, innit? He's a lyricalist. You know what I mean? His style, his metaphors, them bad. But then one of my favourite artists is an artist that I work with on my label. His name's Mikey Dangerous. Yeah, he's from Jamaica, but he lives in Canada.
Okay.
Yeah, you played me a couple of tunes from him still.
Yeah, and then Excellent. He lives in Luton. Bad artist. Styler British. Shanty Force. Miss Bandy. Basco General. Cyrus.
Dancers got nothing.
These are artists that I love.
Ghost Dan, Mafia, like,
I mean,
bare,
Ghost Dan. You don't know, innit? How can I leave out Bala Bella? What to you? They don't know. No pram push.
So what do you think of the whole?
Hold on.
Oh,
I
sorry,
forgot.
more. Okay, sorry.
There's more. Roll them out.
My son.
Yeah.
You understand? One of my favourite artists. You
You
understand?
can't just say my son. You have to say his name.
His name is Donny D. Look out for him. Listen out for him. And then the next artist named Kai Maroon. Yeah? Bad. Yeah? Female artist. Bad. Okay. And then you got Lane Alicia. Bad. Too much, man. Too much.
Is there what artists have you performed with? Oh, sorry, not even performed with. I actually performed with and recorded with. For those who don't, watching this who don't know.
Lieutenant Stitchy.
Okay.
Yeah, I performed with them and recorded with them.
Where was that?
That was in Italy.
Italy.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I mean,
did you guys do a fast tongue back to back?
Yeah, we sure did.
Do you have that on camera?
Is that on YouTube?
It's on YouTube.
Wicked.
It's called Ride Panda Rhythm.
All right.
Just put in Ras Demo and Lieutenant Stitchy.
Wicked.
You know what I mean?
Got a video with Dagz and
Ras
Rasdemo.
How the name Ras Demo
Big up Dagz.
evolved, yeah?
Statement video. He's been on the statement video. Yeah?
Statement video, yeah.
A statement, we say.
Yeah, I mean, Dagz intros it, you know.
Yes. Good times only.
Yeah, good times only.
Great times only.
Dagz the artist, I'm telling you, man. Dagz trying to run away from the thing, man. Yeah, we're gonna get you. Ras, tell him we're gonna get him in the studio.
Yeah, man, I'll get to you.
Good.
So the name Ras Demo now came when I was voicing for Peckins. I'd gone down to the record shop and...
Somebody asked you that question again?
What's that?
No, he hadn't.
Because I hadn't answered it. He answered. I didn't get to explain properly, right?
So I was saying who you perform with and recorded with.
No, okay. I'm going to get back to that, right?
Okay. I thought it was like weed you're smoking.
No, get back to it because I remember it. Remember, I'm not writing up. I'm not write my lyrics, but you see, that's just so I remember everything. Yeah?
It's a boomerang thing.
Yeah. So I'm answer that now. Cut a long story short, yeah, this brother named Pick Out label, yeah, from Jamaica, but he was living in England, had a distribution, an office in the studio building down Broad Lane. Down around the back there, so not Broad Lane. Tottenham Hill. Round there, so yeah.
Millmead.
And me and Terry had a studio up there, innit? And basically, him must hear music when I play and boom, 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 and then that's how we got to know each other. He had gone up to Peckins was playing him the music that I had voiced. He said, all that. He says an artist named Demolition Man. He goes, Demolition Man? We know him. But he not call himself Demolition Man. If you call himself Ras Demo.
Okay.
And then when I reached up there, he was there. And he goes, yo, if you call yourself Ras Demo, you know, call your blood. I swear. And I said, you know what? Hey, man, where could it, you know, cause Demolition Man jungle thing, reggae thing, Ras Demo.
Okay.
And that's how the name Ras Demo.
And there was one time I wanted to call you up and say, yo, cuz man, why you change your name again for, fam? I wanted to say to you at one point, but it's just a call that I never made. And by the time it's like you're already on your journey kind of things, like
But you know
that's
as
a
well?
wasted conversation now.
Alright, man, Levi, Rasta terms, yeah? But Gemini, innit? Two sides.
Yeah.
Demolition Man, Ras Demo.
Okay.
You see it?
Had to make sense.
That makes sense. So now, who I've recorded with and performed with? Who else? Jamason. Yeah, in Canada. Echo Minor.
Wow.
I've recorded with him and performed with him, yeah.
Okay.
I haven't recorded with her, but Marcia Griffiths, I performed with her
Okay.
in Canada. You know what I mean? But quite a few of my artists I've recorded with and performed with them as well. You know what I mean?
Any artists that you haven't performed with yet that you say, yeah, man, that has to be done? Because right now everybody's accessible. UK market is blowing.
I speak the things, everyone's not really accessible.
No?
They go on like they are, but they're not. I speak up the things because some
Speak-
people
yeah,
don't want you
speaking.
in their circle.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Understand.
I'm not going to call certain names, but there's certain A-list artists that have been approached and don't even want to voice with me, much less perform.
Why do you think that is?
I've been told by a
In-house.
by a label owner. I'm talking. Yeah, I'm not even calling him, but I talk about the man who distributes bare music from Jamaica. I talk about Chronics and all them people. They know everybody, but he said they're not gonna voice with you because I might take their shine in some of their eyes. Or
That's what I was gonna say. That's what I was thinking.
you know what I mean? That's what he says. I mean,
You know,
that's what
also
I've been
there's
told.
this. The industry's got bare circles.
That's
And
it.
It's this man that are not even artists that are involved in the circles and all that, and there's bare politics.
Yeah.
You might even have a politics over the next man for a next reason, and that guy's involved with that
Put it
person's
this way,
career.
I can tell you, I can probably tell you one of the reasons why there's a certain artist who didn't get to record with somebody who they wanted to record with. Now, years ago, I interviewed Busta Rhymes,
Yeah.
right? And while interviewing him, I asked him, is there any dancehall artist that you want to, or reggae artist that you want to
Cartel.
like? No. At the time, he said to me, Capleton.
Okay.
Yeah, I wanna record with the Fireman. And I said to him, okay, is that an exclusive? He goes, well, and at that time, I thought to myself, this is something about to happen. After that, it didn't end up happening. That's when the Give Me the Light, I think the Give Me the Light remix came out or something like that. But he had a song with Sean Paul. But then, afterwards, I can't remember if the song was out before then or around about the same time. Or maybe afterwards. But after that interview, all I remember hearing is, okay, I do know why now. Because the song came out. Who you calling Nick? Who you calling Nick? You think this is Busta Rhymes or Usher?
Okay.
So that may be the reason why he
Right.
never wanted to record with Busta. Because he's the type of person who used the N-word in his songs.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah. Makes
So,
sense. Makes
yeah,
sense.
I do understand what you mean by certain people they would just never record with.
And another reason as well, me have a blue tick.
Well, but remember, obviously,
You
this is
say
not,
that.
this is not this.
Yeah.
I'm not saying this is
No,
this is like
I'm
this
telling
definitely
you.
happened. But
No, I'm telling you, because I don't have a certain amount of fans on my Facebook and my Instagram and my Twitter. I'm
Good
on a
point.
blue tick.
Yeah.
Certain people ain't gonna voice with me,
Yeah.
because in their eyes they're looking at they're gonna help
numbers.
No,
Numbers
but at
game.
the same time, yeah, I feel like there's
me,
a,
which is real.
there's
If
a-
I voice with
there's-
them, obviously it's gonna up my thing as well.
Yeah.
But still, they don't know my history.
No, but there's a certain level
So-
of patterns, yeah. You see, like when you've got success from a certain period of time, yeah, there's a certain way you're used to things running. You know, like if you was successful in the 90s, early noughties, the way that the music industry ran at that time and how the process ran was totally different to how it is now.
Yeah.
So now man just want you to release tunes.
Yeah.
So
people don't look at it like that anymore, simply because what they think of it as, hold on a second, if I bust myself to go with this guy, that means he's taking my fan base.
Yeah.
And people nowadays, they don't really want to share their fan base with somebody who's got a little fan
Exactly.
base, because it's almost
But-
like, well,
but
I'm
not
putting
only
them
that,
on, what's he doing for me?
You got to remember, like, say
exactly-
for instance,
that's
if you're
exactly
the
how it is.
production house now, like say now In the House Productions is a production house, like he's not just an artist. So the things that you would experience as a production house is different to the things that you'd experience as the artist. So like, say for instance, the artists that come out these days, they don't have no experience of how to really release a song. They don't have no experience of a campaign. They don't have no experience of releases and all of those kind of things. So what it tends to happen is that they want to release things in the pattern of how things are done these days. So if you're a man that's got experience, even though you got obviously I have to work with how things are working these days, but I still have the knowledge of a campaign. And the knowledge of a campaign will never change, if you understand what I'm saying to you. So you're still gonna always implement the things that you have your knowledge for. But because people that maybe never been that far in the game in the first place won't have that same level of knowledge. You understand what I'm saying to you? So because they don't have that same level of knowledge, when you're trying to build certain times, you might even get a level of a fight. And the fight that you get is because of people's lack of knowledge.
Yep.
And that's what I'm saying.
Though. It's
It's
difficult.
It's a lack of knowledge thing, because if man just want you to release tunes, but don't get twisted, because tunes are about to fly out right now anyway. But there was a process within that I think that the new age artists would never understand, because they didn't get the campaign stage. You see, like same with,
and that's the reason why a lot of it will never happen, because they don't really care about the old days. They don't care.
The same reason why you lot could throw an event and it always worked, because you know why? You're working off of the old template.
Yeah.
You understand?
And it's worked, and it's built the
It
thing.
will always work. The new template is a very temperamental template.
Yeah, man.
You understand what I'm saying to you? So that even with the new promoters, new DJs, they're using a very temperamental template.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
So,
you know what I'm saying? I don't want to go off too
Question:
long.
why did you never become the dancehall Chris Brown? Cause man, I got the moves. Remember, he said he used to be a dancer. Fire!
You know what? He's around too much bad man. I can tell you from now, cause you know what I'm saying. He's around too much bad man Tottenham.
You know what? No, I'm
and
not
he was a bad man himself. Yeah, there you go. Let's see. That's why he's answering it like that. There you go.
Someone still. Yeah, you can dance. I don't mind. I will dance in a party, you know, but it's just not me to be dancing and singing and winding up. No, me no like that.
What with that TikTok era now, you know?
Me no like that. Straight. You see? It's just natural. If I dance, I dance. And if I don't, I don't.
You know if you
don't know when you have TikTok.
Brother. You know what I'm saying?
Me not say you have to do the TikTok dance, but me I say you don't know when you have TikTok.
Go on holiday with him.
The wickedest thing, I have 2 tunes, when I was pending, and the dancing tunes. Yeah? Listen out for them.
Okay.
Alright.
Exclusive.
He's still not gonna dance in it. You know
No,
what
I am. Cause me make up one of the dance. One.
I don't think I can get you. I don't think
one of them named one of the dance named Fire Dance.
Okay.
Fire Dance.
That one you're gonna do, but what's the other one?
I'm not gonna take it. Cause I don't want nobody teeth me name.
You know what it is?
I don't want teeth me chop.
If we catch him abroad, you know you catch people abroad, even including myself.
No, listen,
you might see a different dance, you know.
Well, lad, I'm gonna take out a clip right now, yeah.
Man, going to South Africa, gonna make some Amapiano dances.
Yo,
Dagz in Amapiano, like you know, doing the African dances, like.
Watch this now. Look on this camera. That was Saturday.
That's like Armstrong.
That was no.
That's like Armstrong.
Father rock.
Armstrong?
Yeah.
The Armstrong dance?
Yeah.
Father rock camera. See it there?
So that's not the fire one.
That was Sunday.
Saturday night.
Yeah?
Sunday morning.
Sunday, yeah? Man, a father rock.
That's simple things to what you can do, man. Don't try it. We know. You know
Yeah, so that's why I never become the dancer Chris Brown.
Do you know what? There's dance that you introduced me to years ago that I don't hear nobody talk about again.
What's that?
Mark the Dread.
Oh my days, I forgot. How did that go again?
So when their head just bonks
Mock the Dread. I forgot about that dance.
something.
Tarotted, Mock the Dread. Yeah, them times when it was dancing tunes, innit?
Yeah.
Dancing tunes. But yeah, man. That's why I become a producer as well, because same thing we were talking about with the artists, them linking up. It was hard to find people to get rhythms in it. So 1994 is when I got into the producing side, innit? And then when I went to Canada,
How did you get into the producing side itself?
again with Solo, the day I went to meet him, he was like, "Boy, you want to record some tunes?" I was like, "Yeah." He said, "Boy, you ain't got no rhythms." I said, "We'll build them." We built in 4 hours, built 7 rhythms, but I didn't know how to use the Atari.
Yes, that's what I was gonna say. You're watching him.
Yeah, no, I was doing the thing, but he was working the Atari, and it was Atari Cubase.
Okay.
It's black and white.
It's mad when he's in the studio, even recording dubs. He's running to one room, he's voicing it, headphones on. Stop, run into the next room, and then boom, doing that with that, and he run back. It's mad. But seeing him in action, yeah, it's proper.
And that's a side that I've never seen.
Yeah, it's proper.
Yeah, man. So yeah, that's how I got he had a studio in his yard, and when he saw me do that, he had a set of man around him. Was like, "Hey, them not serious," and boom, 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 and then he built a studio, in his yard, and then me and Terry was running that. Then about 97, we got one around Garman Road, and I used to watch Terry. Terry actually taught me a lot. I used to just watch him again. Then if I needed to learn something, he would show me, and I would write it down, and then yeah.
So you've been producing for a while. When you said
from
Atari,
94. But that's when you start. I would say 2002 is when I was became I could do my thing,
producer
have my
proper.
own studio, and I wasn't around Terry them times.
Yeah,
you know
yeah,
what I mean?
yeah.
But then I would say, then 2005 it went up another level. But then I would really say from about 2015 is when I really said, that's when I released my first album as Ras Demo, all my own production. And that's when I had confidence to say, boom, Inimiya Productions, me produce that. And Mac One, he mastered and mixed it for me. Mac One is Labyrinth's big brother.
Okay.
Yeah, I know Mac. Jamie.
Yeah, Jamie.
Yeah, big up Jamie.
I actually revoiced it took a month.
Yeah.
Revoiced it back around his studio, and then gave him all the stems, and he done that for me, and the album sounded fat.
So what's the message then that you give to the youngsters? Typical question. Who's coming into the game? Starting up. Where do they go? What do they do?
Boy, be yourself. Think out the box. Try to do something different. Everybody's doing the same thing, innit? That's how you will get noticed in my eyes. Yeah, I mean, if everyone's doing the same thing, then you know what I mean. But I would say just speak what you live. If you're doing singing, if you're producing, just continue and just don't give up. Continue. You know what I mean, I've been doing this 37 years. I've been doing music. From
And
13.
no job, just straight music.
No, I've worked. I was working before music. I was a home helper.
Okay.
I used to look after old people.
Okay.
I would say elderly people. Sorry. Yeah, I used to look after elderly people, and then fire came, and I had to stop working. I mean, but then I had a few jobs in between. But then when I started 2005, I would say from 2004-5 is when I was living off her
music.
Because
Because you've got your own studio now.
Yeah, I mean,
music pays for that.
Music pays for that. But right now, I do that. I buy and sell car, and I'm a personal trainer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Talk about your personal trainer side.
Well, that's it.
Is that off of the like your clientele, for instance? Is it the people that listening to your music, or is it just
it's all types of people. I mean, it's all
so
sometimes people.
When you're in a party, them you're giving out the cards.
No, it's not even that. It's people. It's just word of mouth.
Word of mouth.
I mean, some people I've met at the gym. They've seen me work out.
Right.
Some people recommend them to me. I mean, some people do. A few of them artists, like my sister's friends.
Yeah.
You know. It's just recommend. I mean, because I can't do it full time because I can't. You know what I mean?
Okay, so it's not full time. That's what I was going to ask.
It's not full time.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And then sometimes I don't even need to be there. I do nutrition plan and I give workout plans for people.
Okay.
So I don't even need to be there because some people already work out, so they just want a workout plan and they might pay me for that.
To pay for that, yeah.
You see me? But music are the thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I set the foundation for them, but yeah.
Okay.
That way I do it.
You got some people who, a lot of artists who would like to make music without writing lyrics. Now, would you advise it? Because some people are made for it.
It's not something that I can advise. It's something you have to be born with. I will not say born with, but it's an art that if you practice, it can be done. You just have to have a good memory, really. You know what I mean? That's the main thing. You have to be able to have a good memory.
So tell us your process when it comes to going into the booth, because obviously we know that one of the biggest people is Jay-Z. He's well known for it. He comes in.
It depends how I feel that day. I will be building a rhythm, and I can build a whole lyric while I'm building the rhythm.
Okay.
I've seen that. I've seen that.
You know what I mean? Or while I'm building the rhythm, I might come up with a hook. Might go and put the hook down.
Yeah, he goes, remember that. And then he's right, within a dub, he's stopped because he's got his hook in his head. And he's run to the room now to just voice that bit.
And then I'll just have that playing, and then I'll just do the rest in my head. Or sometimes I might, as long as I've got the hook down, I place it in how I want, maybe place it 8 bar, then the 16, then I might take it and then I put it on my phone, drive home with it, and while I'm driving I make up my lyrics.
So,
or if me then at the bar, I make up my lyrics.
That's your process for one of your own rhythms. What about somebody else's rhythm?
Same thing. Same thing. They send me a rhythm. If I'm in the studio, then my voice is in the studio. I mean, if they've sent me the rhythm before I've got to the studio, then I listen to it and then boom. What I do, I will record it on my phone.
Okay, because that was going to be the next question. I was about to say, if you're not at home, you're not in the studio, how do you remember the lyrics?
I got a studio at home, you know.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
You can set it up, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? But I record on the phone because you know why? The melody. That's what used to mess me up. That's why I ended up having a studio, because sometimes you cannot remember the melody. You remember the words, but it's the style and pattern how you done it. You might skip this one and come back this one, skip this one. You might forget that little one skip where you do and how you flowed back into that verse and like, oh shit. So I'll record it on my phone, and once I get to the studio, pattern it up. Sometimes I record things on my phone, it's not even no words. It's like, if I play some things on the phone, brother, sometimes there's no words. Yeah, we just come out with I saw them saying, as long as I've got that melody there, it's cool. Sometimes it's not even words.
I've actually got a Kanye West song like that. I don't know how they ended up releasing a song that was, as in like went out to the distribution people.
Yeah.
I don't know how they end up putting out a song which is unfinished and it's got actually and he's like, so he's got the chorus and everything, but then like I'm like, how did this end up coming out?
People want to hear the raw thing and how he did it, most probably.
But it leaked out from the service provider, as in the people who put out the music. That's what I can't understand.
Leaked. So what's the current projects at the moment? What we got to look out for? What's the recommendations? What's going on? What are you cooking up?
What am I cooking up? I've got a release.
Aside from the fire dance.
I've got a release, a rhythm called the Ballad Bunks Rhythm. I've got a tune called Winner Too Friendly, featuring an artist, Excellent. And on that rhythm I got about 10 other artists. But I've done a video for my one. That's going to be one of the first release. And then...
Any ETAs on that?
You know the wickedest thing is? I'm actually sorting out the marketing plan and campaign like right now. So once I've sorted that out, and to be honest, you have to make sure you've got the money there first, innit?
Yeah.
Before you can make the other steps. So we just come back from Jamaica, so you don't know like you have to build up.
Build up again,
So it's not too long anyway. But I'm trying to do it before the end of this month, to be honest.
Okay.
I mean, at least by the end of this month or the next 2-3 weeks, I can turn around and say, you know what? Yeah, I've got a release date. You know what I mean? And then I've got a next tune I plan to release. The next rhythm is a Latino night rhythm, video was shot by Big J himself and Miss Amaki.
GCP, Global C Productions.
I know that
So
guy.
it's a track called Bite the Hand, and then a next track called My Style Different with Basco. That's the video shot for that one.
Big tune.
But then I've got my son on the rhythm as well, and I got an artist named Dan Andy. He's on the rhythm. He's from Jamaica. I just voiced him the other day, and I got another artist on it. And then after that, I got a next tune called Fly Out with me, Basco, and Tasha T, and that was we got the video again. I am edited by JCP.
GCP.
We keep edit on that, bro. I shot it. Yeah, I shot it.
So when's that out then?
That's the order I'm gonna release it.
Okay.
I just gotta give you the dates. You know what I mean?
Okay.
You haven't got the dates
I
yet.
just haven't got the dates yet, and then after that is gonna be the Chronic Law tune. Me and Chronic Law. You know what I mean? And then after that, I plan to shoot the video with me and Sister. But then after that, I just plan to be consistent and every month release a rhythm.
You haven't mentioned that Sizzler and K-Point tune again. When we're expecting that Sizzler and K-Point tune?
That's wishful thinking at the moment. So
Okay,
you know, there's
okay,
you
you're
speak
putting that
it,
to
you
the
manifest.
universe.
You get
Okay,
me?
alright.
And that's from the idea of my virgin Nate Lion. You know what I mean? He said, Demo, you should do a tune. You know?
Nate Lion.
Yeah, no
Big up
more
Nate
dog.
Lion.
Yeah, no Nate dog. Nate Lion.
Done,
You know what I mean?
done.
Man, involved. Is it? The man them involved. Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, he said to me, Demo, you should do a tune with Capes and Sizzler. So yeah, you know what I mean. So that is a plan, man.
Okay.
You just need to fat up.
I've got
your-
the link, so
fat up your
it's
YouTube.
It's just to make
Just mad up your YouTube. When they see you, all the releases that you're gonna come with this year, everyone's gonna be
that's
begging
it.
to
And
do
it's just
tunes
not,
with you.
yeah, I mean, and it's not me. I got tunes with Styler British. I got a rhythm called the Frequency Rhythm. That's gotta come out very soon as well. You know what I mean, then I've got the tune with me and Shano. That rhythm there have to come out. The Point Blank rhythm. You know what I mean?
No, you got. I don't even
tons,
know why you're
man.
talking about particular
Tons of
tunes.
rhythms.
Like this guy's got so many tunes.
Needs to come
Why
out.
is he
It's like
talking
Chip
about
can't run
particular
out of bars,
tunes?
you
bro?
can't run out of tune.
That's what I'm saying, and he's talking about particular ones. It's annoying when you've heard when you've heard a
Catalogue.
percentage of the vote. It's like stop it.
Nothing before his time now, so we're
Me
just
and
hoping
Queen
that.
Yeah, just look up
Just
in the house.
consistent.
That's it, man. Just
Yeah, I
just
think
look
that's the
in
best
the
thing
yard
to say.
production.
Yeah,
In the yard. Yeah.
House and yard, same thing.
Same thing.
Same thing.
I'm just English, you know what I mean?
Yeah, just go to www.rasdemolitionman.com
Yeah.
and everything there.
And where can we find you on the Instagram and Facebook?
Right there, so.
Same thing.
Same thing, www.rasdemolitionman.com. That's my website.
And I would
And
take
you have
everywhere.
all the links to
Everywhere.
the release, to the dates, the tour dates. May I update it this month as well.
So what is your socials though? What is the socials?
You got rasdemo.official, that's Instagram. You got Rasdemo UK, you got Demolition Man UK, that's Facebook.
Long as he's
Like,
trying to
that's
mess
why I
up
said
the
there's too
website
much.
production.
There's too
He's
much.
like, go to my website. Basically, what you're saying is go to my website and get it all.
That's how you go to the
And then
website.
as well, yeah.
Link, so let's go to the website.
And you can link me. You can get all my socials. You can get
All my
everything,
social,
and you hit my website.
videos, couples. They go to the shop. There's some vinyl selling.
Yeah, there's things.
In the Mayor Production and Turn
You
Out
know?
Records T-shirts.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
You get me?
All right. Well.
Yeah, man.
Well. Okay. I think we'll kind of wrap it up. That was a good conversation.
That wasn't it. We was meant to do it for an hour. And look,
Boy.
wait.
Well, I did tell you though.
I'm a watch dead.
I did.
Look at that. Hour.
That's
It's
it.
been, it's been nearly 2 hours.
Really
Nearly
is
2
it?
hours.
10
already.
minutes short of an hour.
Well,
And
Alright.
it was a Nate and P. P goes, bro. I said, I said to P, yeah, them longer said it's gonna be an hour. He goes, they lied to you, bro. Their thing is around 3 hours.
Hold on. Did I say to you? It's gonna be an hour.
Yeah, depending on how the conversation-
depending on how
I
the
told him this.
conversation goes. Yeah.
No, I told him this. Yeah, I mean, because there's pieces I missed out. Wick run.
I know
Of
there's
course,
enough
of course,
pieces.
there is.
I
I
know,
got
we
a
can do
session
part
to-
twos.
I
Statement, we're gonna do part twos.
I wanted to ask you how come Justice like kind of went that like basically fell apart and then all of a sudden Justice now became Dem Lott. That's what I wanted to understand as well.
shit, what about Dem Lott quickly? Yeah.
Demlot crew. Yeah.
Yeah.
We missed out the whole of Dem Lott.
Oh no, let's quickly go into that quickly if you got 10
Alright,
minutes.
so Demlot evolved when 2002, and again,
What other, hold on, because let's picture what was going on in 2002. What other tunes were out?
Garage.
2002.
Think of the big songs that
it was
were
garage,
around
innit?
UK.
And Soul Solid Crew.
Soul Solid Crew, right,
That was
okay.
it. Was that era, innit?
Yeah.
It was that era, innit?
And the beginning
Heartless
of what
Crew.
was about to turn into
And it was
grime.
Trace FM.
It was about to
CK
turn into
Flash.
grime,
CK
them
Flash,
times.
Commander
Yeah.
Big.
Them
Yeah,
era,
yeah.
you understand?
So then you're hearing all of that,
So
seeing
I'm
the
hearing all
hype.
of that. So we had a studio.
Mhm.
Yeah, I found a building around the back. You know Edmonton Police Station.
Mhm.
The shops behind the shops
Yeah,
in
yeah.
front of police station. There's
Yeah.
an alley in it.
Yeah.
Round the back of the alley, there was some
Yeah.
garages, and then upstairs
okay.
had a studio up there in it. Found a
Okay.
room. So it was me, Militant, and Frisky.
Militant.
I
you
forgot
know.
about Militant, you know.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Militant X, yeah. So
Yeah.
it was me, him, and Frisky said, you know what, we're gonna deal with this and pay the rent.
Mm.
And you see me? And deal with things, innit? So
That's good still.
So what happened
Yeah.
with Justice that made Dem Lott?
well, what's happened is Justice, obviously I think it was we was growing up in it. And then man had to do their man was just doing their own things, and then a few people, to be honest, fell out. And
As it goes, as life goes.
as it
yeah.
goes, innit? And we move on, innit? You know what I mean? We still talk, but we grow up, innit? And we do our things, you know what I mean?
So how did you come with the name Dem Lott?
What happened was, we had the studio up there, yeah? It was me, like I said, me, Frisky, and Militant. We bought a mixing desk, and I had the computer and everything. So what happened was, we was listening to a tape. Because what happened was, now, I built a garage with him. Them time they were dancehall and hip hop and where.
Yeah.
I said, let me F around and try something, and I built this rhythm in it.
What Frisky are you talking about, by the way?
Frisky Dan.
Okay.
He's the original Frisky, you know?
Okay, I thought you
Not
meant
Frisky
DJ
Dan.
Frisky.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
Frisky
yeah,
DJ.
yeah,
Big up Frisky,
yeah,
don't
yeah,
Frisky,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
Frisky DJ, yeah.
Big
This
up
how the
Frisky.
original
Listen,
Frisky
yeah.
I had
Dan.
to ask.
Frisky Dan.
Yeah.
So I built this rhythm in it, ding. So the man them had forward, innit? The whole of them had forward. This time it was Cabby,
Yep.
yeah, Cabby, Frisky,
Pick up Cabrera,
Jody,
man.
Militant, and Ras Ranger, Cowboy Ranger, innit?
Yeah.
So they've come in and said,
That's
yo,
right,
listen to this
Cabrera.
rhythm. But no, tell a lie, I'd built one before that. Here we go. It's a Dem Lott flow. Yeah. Dun, dun, dun. I built that rhythm. They was like, what? So we jumped on that rhythm. Then I built the Dem Lott's here now, innit?
Hold on. Did that song have Jodie on it from Edmonton?
Yeah.
I remember it.
Yeah.
I've
so
forgotten
here
what her
we
name
go.
was, but Jodie
It's a
something,
Dem Lott
yeah.
flow, yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
what's happened is now we've sent that to no, we've got signed as management. We've got management as Dem Lott Crew.
Okay.
Yeah.
How did that
Eastside
name come in
management.
though? How did he get the
I'm
name
gonna
Dem
tell
Lott?
you
Yeah.
what's happened is when I built that tune now, right? Before the tune, we was doing some other things. We was doing some reggae tunes. Now we used to go to this guy's yard named Sean Major, who used to be on Unity Sound. He's passed away.
Alright.
And he had a label called Black Roses label because he was linked to Black Roses them in Jamaica, innit?
Black Roses UK.
Yeah, and we was round. He had a launch party to open up his studio, basically, and we'd gone round there. But it was me, Frisky, Cyrus. A few of us had gone into the house. As we're entering the house, President Sass,
Okay.
Rest in peace.
rest in peace, my born the fire bridging. He's, as we've walked in, he's on the mic. Whoa, it's Demolition Man and Dem Lott. As we walked in, you know, as we walk in, he just went, oh, it's Demolition Man and Dem Lott.
Wow.
Yo,
I'm trying to think of his melody.
you
now.
know, Sass was a bad DJ.
Artist, yeah.
Yeah.
Listen, I used to cuss him, bro, because he used to sit down and write lyrics. He gave me a lyric.
I remember he done a
He gave
done a
me
song called
he gave me a hook. He was the first man to ever give me a lyric. I could write my own lyrics, but he came to the studio because he used to roll around the studio. This is from 97 to about 99. We used to part like every day, and he come and give me a lyric. He said, "Dem, I have a hook, I have a verse for you. You can do the rest." You know what I mean, but yeah, that launch party was recorded. When we had gone into the studio, and he said Demolition Man and Dem Lott. So what it was, we was at the studio listening back to the tape, and at the time we was listening back to the tape, we happened to be thinking how we're gonna call ourselves, what name we're gonna call ourselves, and then that came up. Yo, it was Demolition Man and Dem Lott. It was like, right, yo,
Oh,
see it there?
yeah.
Dem Lott.
Restaurant of Dem Lott.
You know that? that's what it was.
In my head, you know.
President Sash.
Dem
Dem
Lott.
Lott.
That's what I'm trying to go.
But you know what? In my head, I'm thinking to myself, it must have been Frisky that come up with that name.
No,
I'm thinking it must be Frisky because you
no.
know Frisky likes to come up with foolishness.
Sass,
all
Sass,
day.
Sass,
Sass, it was
Yeah.
Sass because we heard Sass say Demolition Man and Dem Lott.
Yeah.
We said, rah, Dem Lott.
Yeah.
Dem Lott crew.
All
You know what I
right.
mean? And that's how we done the tune. Dem Lott here now. All eyes over here now. Someone's vibes to share now. Come on, draw near now. Dem Lott here now. Well, alright, then you don't know that already. DEMOLITION. Demolition Man, that's me. Give me the rhythm and let me show you what I can do. I've been in this from in the 80s. Right now, I am here to represent the Lott family. You get me? D, that's for the denomination. E, that's for the education. S, that's for the marksmanship. L, we'll have time for the lyrics. O, you never know. How we go? T, nobody can test me. T, we totally full of energy. No, that's hey now. You never know that.
And the instrumental was there, so
Yeah, me build that.
I'm saying that. You
good
right now. Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
Listen,
It's a vibe.
the first time I played that to my boy Squeaks, big up my boy Squeaky. He went mad on your verse, bruv. He went mad, especially when you broke down all the acronyms of all the letters. He went mad.
Crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Part 2 next time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll go into it. But
We'll
yeah,
go into it.
that was big though. That was big though.
Yeah.
I learned a lot.
Come on.
Demolition Man, aka Ras Demo. Ras Demo.
We don't even do that. We don't even do that. I forgot.
I'm sure my nephew learned a lot here as well, innit?
But yeah, all right, we're gonna wrap it up right there. That was a great convo with Demolition Man, Ras Demo, Wayne Young, our types of DMs. But yeah, we'll be back soon.
Demolition Man and Dem Lott.
Yeah, man, we had a good one. Bless up. See you soon.
No.